So Roy, thank you for joining us. We could chat with you. To my left is Dr. Alok Pandit, and he is the Executive Director of CMO Global and CMO Asia. I am spearheading the Institute for Advanced Research in Mental Health. We are setting up a mental health research center in what is the location, Sandesh, where the center is coming up? The Mental Health Research Center is is coming up in Karjat, right? It should be an advanced research center diagnosing not just issues related to mental health, but also um, more superlatively related to the individual as a whole, the man as he is, the complete man, individually as he is. As the Romans have the man with the hands who stands open, um, surely we all know the image of of this particular iconic image that we am referring to, that shows how complete we need to be to do what we are trying to do. We also have there's someone else. Let's have all those who are live and on the panel. Can you introduce yourselves to us, please? I can see you. Hi. Hi. Would you like to introduce yourself both? To my right is Roy, and in the center is somebody I can't read the name. If you, Doctor Ingrid, good afternoon. Why can't we chat with you? What a lovely smile. I enjoy your smile this afternoon, Ingrid. Lovely.
Thank you.
Please, let's have
Thank
some
you for
chat.
having me.
I am grateful to you for joining. Roy, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, so Ingrid, Roy, Alok, me, why can't we chat? Alok, please raise the first point with both Ingrid and Roy as others come in.
First of all, good afternoon to both of you. And just wanted to find out what the experiences were in these tough times in terms of the pandemic in your part of the globe where you are located.
Yes. Well, I don't know where Ingrid is, but I'm on the West Coast here in the United States. And, it's been a very challenging several months, as it has in other places around the world.
Yeah.
And here in the US, we're experiencing a third wave, a third spike. So we have many, many more cases. And, it's for a long time there, it really wasn't touching myself personally, but now I know people who have been diagnosed with COVID. And in terms of our work, we're finding that many, many people are suffering from social isolation, which is compounding all the issues that they were dealing with prior to the pandemic. So problems here for sure.
Okay, Ingrid?
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm based in South Africa,
Wow.
and yeah, so South Africa is the epicenter of infections in on the continent here. Our biggest spike was in July and August. In fact, we really thought we were going to still be battling at this stage because we have large, very congested communities where people could really just not isolate. And so at the moment, we have, since the start of the pandemic, over 772,000 people were infected, but pretty good recovery rates, about 90%, and over 21,000 deaths. So compared to the rest of Europe and America and even India, it's relatively, we've seen a slight flattening. Suffice to say that over the past week, we've seen another increase, but very low increases compared to the rest of the world. But we are obviously monitoring this very carefully because we go into our summer long holidays. And what happened in Europe was with summer holidays, they opened up the borders, and obviously we then saw the second wave. And so we're very concerned that this increase we're beginning to see is a risk, obviously, to us. And some provinces in the country cope better. We've got one province at the moment in the Eastern Cape of South Africa that's really battling and has seen quite a significant spike. So yeah, so that's where we've been. So we're still in lockdown, but at a reduced lockdown level 1. And the work that we've been doing during COVID-19, obviously, because we know that the negative twin of the pandemic has been the mental health consequences. And so we've designed remote mental health intervention so that we could really reach as many people as possible. And at the moment, we have a very hybrid kind of intervention to manage all the mental health challenges that people are facing at the moment. So yeah, so that's South Africa. And I'm based in beautiful Cape Town. So yeah, so that's us here back home.
Thank you. First of all, I'm a big lover of South Africa. You know, so thank you, Ingrid, and thank you, Roy, today for, I don't know what time it is in your country, but I possibly presume that you're sacrificing your sleep. So I have a lovely Buddha to show you. You know, we still have some more time, Dr. Alok, and 8 minutes more.
Yeah.
And I can promise you that we want to do it well, and sharp at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
in India time, I would be happy to get cracking and sharing my experiences for a short while. My colleagues in the operations room are coordinating with Dr. Mehta. If you can signal me and you want to use my phone, and he is going to be here. If he's online, can we get him in the box, please? And we want to see him. I want to introduce him to the other 2 panelists who are here, so that we are in tandem. And if Ma Hansaji is also in, please include her in the box so that we can get cracking. For me, it's a beautiful sense of belief. It's a beautiful sense of achievement as we announce this program. I'm not bothered with regards to who's coming, because I believe whoever is here is the best. They want to learn, they want to evolve, they want to believe that mental health issues need attention, need evocation, and need to be addressed to. That's the reason why they are there. I'm allowing the technical team to get their act right with regards to Dr. Mehta, if he's online. And can we see him? We are not able to see him. And his camera is, yeah, I got him just now.
Yes,
is he online?
I'm there.
Right.
Yes.
Dr. Mehta, may I please introduce you to a colleague from the United States of America? He has a new president, Joe Biden. I'm sure I won't ask him whom he voted for, because my colleague Alok is an expert on American politics. His name is Roy Remmer. He's the executive director of Zen Caregiving Project. And we also have Ingrid from Cape Town in South Africa. Ingrid actually runs a very beautiful institution. She's the president of the World Federation for Mental Health, and she's a CEO of Cape Mental Health. I'm a big student of Ingrid, and I'm very happy that she's here amidst us. I have so much to learn, so much to learn. And Dr. Mehta is an expert on mental health for the last 50 years. He's a yoga practitioner. And on 29th August, he turns 59 with 39 years in the industry. So thank you, Dr. Mehta, for being with us today.
Yes.
He is a coach to Bollywood stars. I haven't met many, Alok. And to top politicians in India. I hope he can make them fit to run my country. I love India. Like me, many of us who love India. He's also trained Miss Universes, Miss World, the police, the army, the Air Force. He has a double doctorate in holistic health and life sciences and the Open International University for Complementary Medicines. He's an author, poet, romanticist, philosopher, actor, brand ambassador, legendary, And in many ways, he gets everybody Mickey-mized with his approach. His name is Mickey Mehta. He gets people Mickey-mized. So, Dr. Mehta, would you like to connect with Ingrid and Roy and chat with them? You exactly have 3 minutes to do that.
Great.
Dr. Mehta.
Great. So thank you, Mr. Bhatia. Thank you so much. And you know, when my opening spiel is that I made an acronym for the word mind, MIND, Mindful Insights Neutralizing Duality. So Mindful Insights Neutralizing Duality is an acronym I made for mind. And you know, the reality of mind is that when your mind is, you are not. And when your mind is not, you are. You are filled with light of awareness, filled with light of spontaneity, and light of flow and rhythm. So let me tell you, mind can only exist in the past or in the future. And in the past haunts you, and future can always make you anxious, but the rhythm and flow of the here now brings about intelligence and connects you with the intelligentsia. The attitude of optimism of your mind can change the landscape of manifestation. If change is constant, can we be the choreographers of our change? That way, mind becomes medicine. Mind has solutions for all the problems only if you are completely alive and total in here now. So when mind is neutralized with the light of awareness, consciousness, and spontaneity, you ought to be creative, productive, in the flow, in the rhythm, and absolutely in unison, which is what we call yoga. Chitta Vritti Nirodha. I mean, I have a great guru on this panel, Hansaji, Hansa Ma, the queen, the Devi of yoga, the world's oldest yoga institute, 100 years old. I have also my friend Champ on the panel, and Rajiv, what a great job that you're doing today. Thank you so much for putting us all together. Guys, let me tell you, I visited Rajiv in his office, and his office is nothing but a universe, an ecology of health, healing, wellness, and well-being. There is a gym, there is a yoga room, there are Buddhas all over. There are gods from the world witnessing the change, growth, and evolution as he takes the whole world by surprise each time he does something else. So, coming back to mind, Dr. Bruce Lipton, the leading scientist, biologist of the world, says that your belief can change your biology. And belief happens in the mind. So that becomes medicine. Dr. Mickey Mehta says, your faith can transform your physiology. That is also in the mind. Dr. Mickey Mehta says, your breathing can change your hormonology. And meditation and prayer can change your emotions and psychology. It is so wonderful. And mind being medicine, you certainly don't need any medicine off the counter. You are fulfilled, you're complete, you're vibrant, you're radiant, and your mind pushes you towards sunlight, nature. Your mind pushes you towards regulated breath, nature. Your mind pushes you towards akasha, ether. Your mind pushes you towards wholesome nutrition. Cosmic nutrition, sunshine, air, water, ether, and natural wholesome nutrition, vegetarian wholesome food. Regional, seasonal. The father of medicine, Hippocrates, once said, let thy food be thy medicine. And food influences your mind. Food transforms your mind. Food can stimulate your creativity. And food can bring about an attitude of productivity, optimism. And your mind, when running in all the other directions, is put together with yin and yang, in wholeness, unison, integration. You become one with the universe. So confluence of energies, yin and yang, congruence of your sacred geometry, once again yin and yang, consonance of your prefrontal cortex, once again yin and yang, and limbic resonance with the universe. Mind is medicine, my friends. Use your mind as a medicine and get your life energized,
Okay.
maximized, optimized, initialized, eternalized, internalized, revolutionized, evolutionized to get Mickey-mized.
Thank you. All right, it's time to begin the event. Good afternoon. It's 2:01 by my watch this afternoon. My name is Dr. Raju Bhatia, and I'm proudly presenting to you a very important element, perhaps forgotten by many organizations and institutions, and those who are symbiotic to believe that health is wealth. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you a discussion on mental health, an influence on mental health, and an effect of what mental health can do on the minds of people. Each speaker is expected to please stick to their time, and I'm sure as each speaker sticks to their time, we'll be able to manage the event much better. This afternoon, I want to start with a number from a Bollywood film. You may not understand for those who are from outside of the country, but it's a film that is from the 80s, and the number and the rhythm actually impacted my mind as we play it for you. Let's play the number. Here is an example of a typical woman from a family that has made marriage happen to her, but she is perhaps not too happy with the marriage, and she goes out and learns painting on the streets of London. So one day, as she goes to Scotland, she encounters a beautiful setting where she puts her feet in the water, feels the water, feels the greenery, and romances with this man who's a teacher teaching her painting without the knowledge of her husband. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this story rocked the Bollywood scenes in the 80s. A startup at that time, a film that was made at that time, hit the gross box office with high numbers. It was an issue of mental health in the 80s, and centuries later and decades later, it continues to be the issue of mental health. Mental health issues are predominantly common. I have a coffee cup with me where it is written, I am an OCD, an obsessive coffee disorder. The word obsession that creates attachment. From attachment, there is obviously an emotion attached, because emotion is everywhere. And if emotion is everywhere, we forget that we should see blessings everywhere, but what we are seeing is an emotion everywhere. The emotion blocks me. It blocks me from doing what I should be rationally doing. Rational thinking, thought, action, and behavior. That thought, action, and behavior may not result into a complete order of a human nature, and thereby creating a disorder. With that disorder, who's responsible? I am responsible. I am alone responsible for the way in which I think, way in which I behave, way in which I act. No one can take responsibility but myself for the health I own, for the thoughts I evolve and process and develop, forgetting that the outside world is full of abundance. Abundance of emotion, abundance of good wishes, abundance of blessings, abundance of everything. As they say, anger is just one word short of danger. So I'm angry. I'm emotional because I'm angry. And as I get emotional with my anger, I block anything that rationally comes to me. Nature has a lot to offer. Equity, balance, the manner in which I can actually foresee the things that are coming, the ostentation. Nature has everything right for me. But unfortunately, as a human being, I am not accepting what the nature wants to give me. The secret, the book Secret, that did obsessively well all across the world. The film on it that is pioneering in Netflix in India. I am a great believer that The Secret is not just an ancient happening. It is something that is amidst us, for us, and obsessively with us, so that we as humans can make use of it very effectively. Time and again, we have forgotten what transgresses as we are simply thinking, believing that the future is what we need to be obsessed with. It's the present moment, which has peaks and valleys, which has ups and downs, which has some kind of a hope and not so great hope. Somewhere I read this morning in a British newspaper, hope for the future, cope for the future, or dope for the future. I actually, snapped it and kept that cutting. I want to put it up on my WhatsApp status. Hope, cope, dope. You're not able to cope up with the hope. Everything falls across. So we are here today. We're going to celebrate pioneers in mental health. I personally, I'm setting up about 80 kilometers from my home, a research center for mental health, over 12 acres of land that touches everything organic, everything that has to do with humans, creating a balance between humans and animals, creating a balance between nature and humans, and the ecology of inner soul to be discovered at every stage of life. If we spend a few minutes in silence every day, there is so much that comes out as a clarity of purpose and clarity that we are otherwise not able to get. Can we, as human race, tide over what we are going through? I personally had in the last 5 months a lot of mental health issues. No money, bills to be paid, and business to a standstill. A roaring business comes to a standstill. Puts some questions in my mind. What is it that I could do so differently that I have not done before? 2020 is a year just to be alive, just to survive, just to be grateful for, because I've forgotten to connect. I'd forgotten that I have a better life living by the Arabian Sea. I could not even step into the waters because of the COVID situation. The cops wouldn't allow me to do that. I said to myself, where has all the touch, sense, and feel gone? If I can internalize that touch, sense, and feel, I am mighty sure we are on the path of recovery, not just for today, but for the future. Ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to quote what William Shakespeare writes in one of his pioneering works, where he has said, "Oh man, don't be so proud. Be humble enough to accept what you are going through now, for you shall see in front of your own eyes creations and destructions. For you shall see in front of your own eyes what you have created has gone. Don't let that go. Build up, create, ensure, sensualize, and feel. When you feel good and consistently feel good, there's so much more you are able to sense, act, spread that joy, live moments of happiness and glory. Don't forget to glorify nature, for in glorifying nature, you will glorify God." So, ladies and gentlemen, as a designer and architect of this program, I've always had the privilege to give my opening statements. I now hand you over for the next 7 minutes to Dr. Mickey Mehta, who needs no introduction. He is a man with tremendous energy, fit, agile, and a believer that everything is possible in this world, as this is a world of abundance and possibilities. In a world of abundance and possibilities, all that we need to do is to make things happen. To my left is a very enduring personality. He is the executive director of CMO Asia and CMO Global, Chief Marketing Officers Global. He flew in from Singapore for the whole of the week to spend time with us to make us feel, sense, and understand that the spirit of life is leading life itself. So, Dr. Pandit, thank you so much. I hand you over just now the platform. After Dr. Mehta speaks for 7 to 8 minutes, you may please lead. You will be joined by Mr. Asif Syed, who is the Executive Director of CHRO Global and CHRO Asia, and Mohit Talreja, who will assist you. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to my brothers and sisters from America, from South Africa, from the other parts of the world. I love you all. Love is not just a four-letter word. It's the most elastic four-letter word. To you, Dr. Mehta, and to Dr. Pandit. Thank you.